In today's video, we're covering 10 car maintenance mistakes that could be costing you thousands or even putting your safety at risk. Compared to other types of car maintenance, changing light bulbs is fairly simple and low cost. Therefore, go ahead with it. You will realize quite fast if your headlights or high beams fail, as you won't be able to see, and the turn signal lights on your dashboard should alert you if there's an issue. Running lights, tail lights, and brake lights may not be very noticeable, so just check them occasionally. Next up is a mistake that could leave you stranded on the side of the road. Don't skip this one. Having jumper cables in your trunk doesn't mean you necessarily know how to jumpstart a vehicle, but at least you got them before your battery ran out, right? However, if jumper cables are not used correctly, you risk damaging your car or injuring yourself. Although the process is relatively straightforward, it's essential to know how to do it before you actually need it. Now let's talk about something even more dangerous. This maintenance mistake could fry your car's entire wiring. You wouldn't start a wiring job in your home without first shutting off the power at the source and then verifying it at the issue location, would you? Let's hope you wouldn't. The same applies to your vehicle. A bit of laziness could lead to trouble. Certain automotive experts claim that the electrical current in your vehicle isn't potent enough to cause actual harm, but it's always wise to err on the side of caution. Even if you don't experience an electrical shock, you might easily ignite an electrical fire or potentially overload your vehicle's wiring or other electrical parts. Therefore, it's essential to understand what you will be facing in advance. Ensure your vehicle is turned off when it should be off, which is typically the majority of the time. And don't forget to detach and subsequently isolate the battery's negative wire. If you operate a hybrid vehicle with a high-voltage battery, refrain from touching the battery under any circumstances. Because hybrids are engineered explicitly for high-capacity electrical power, the battery possesses significantly greater shock potential than a standard car and can lead to injury upon contact. It's often appealing to attempt to get a few extra miles from your tires, but it's unwise. If you're uncertain about the age of your car's tires, you likely need a replacement set. Although the tread may appear fine, rubber degrades as time passes. The damage may not be apparent, yet tiny fissures reduce structural strength, meaning the tire cannot function as intended. If the rubber breaks down at the point where the tread connects to the tire, the tread may come apart. Use the penny test to check tread depth. If Lincoln's head is fully visible, it's time for new tires. Let's discuss brakes. This maintenance mistake could lead to brake failure, and you don't want to risk it. Although brake jobs are usually not very complex, many novice mechanics prefer to enlist a professional for this type of task. And it's reasonable. Messing up a brake job can lead to quite serious outcomes for clear reasons. Your vehicle's brakes function due to friction. It isn't completely straightforward, yet that's the fundamental idea. When you apply or hit the brakes, the hydraulic pressure within the system forces your brake calipers and brake pads to compress, creating friction that slows your wheels down. There's a significant amount of friction, and it relies on numerous components in motion. Moving components need lubrication, otherwise they'll get stuck. Therefore, when you disassemble and reassemble brake components, it's essential to use grease specifically designed for brake systems to ensure everything functions at optimal capacity. If you're dealing with the axles, you'll likely be using oily materials near the brakes. In either case, you'll need to exercise great caution when applying lube. It demands the accuracy of slicing a high-quality steak or tattooing someone. If axle grease or caliper lubricant contaminates the friction area of the brake pads or rotors, the brakes of your car will fail to function. If you're unsure, leave it to a professional. Next up, a mistake that could leave your wheels falling off. It sounds dramatic, but it happens. If you successfully replaced a wheel or rotated all 4 tires without lowering the car off the jack, you ought to be capable of basic lug nut installation. Simply consult your owner's manual for the correct specifications and use a Torx wrench. However, it seems that many individuals struggle to understand this correctly. Thus, after putting in all the work of shifting the wheels for a tire rotation or change, they hurriedly leave with the wheels inadequately fastened. Guess what? They won't last for long. Also, be aware of the genuine risk of over-tightening the lug nuts. It might be slightly less evident than under-tightening, but it results in similar effects. Rather than a loose wheel just wobbling until it falls off, all the pressure from driving accumulates to increase the strain on the overly tight lugs. Inadequate levels of metal-on-metal friction occur, and eventually, something must yield. The lug nut or wheel stud, as the smallest component of the system, could ultimately break off. And that's definitely great. So, always torque lug nuts to the manufacturer's specifications using a torque wrench. It's a small step that can prevent a major disaster. If you're enjoying this, don't forget to subscribe for more car-saving tips. Let's keep going. We're halfway through. It's wise to verify that you have refilled any fluid you drained from your vehicle. Fluids serve many functions in a car, and surprisingly, many of them hold the same significance as gasoline. Indeed, without fuel, you won't be moving anywhere. But that's likely the least severe outcome. The other fluids in your car also have a significant responsibility, perhaps even more burdensome than the costly materials you use to sustain yourself. Oil is always necessary. If the moving components of your engine run dry, they will permanently seize. Transmission fluid is the same. Brake fluid aids in sustaining the correct pressure within the braking system. Your vehicle's coolant, also known as antifreeze, prevents overheating or excessive cooling. Depleting any of these fluids can be catastrophic, and we've all heard terrifying tales about a low-paid technician at the nearby branch of the national lubricant chain who neglected to replenish the oil after a change, right? Indeed, such occurrences take place. It can occur to the so-called experts, and it can happen to you as well. If you're working on a DIY project in your garage, make sure to double and even triple check that you've refilled any liquids you drained. It's beneficial to inspect once your mechanic is finished as well. If you mess that up, it won't matter that you're consistently low on windshield washer fluid. Have you ever forgotten to refill a fluid after a DIY project? What happened? Up next is a mistake that could leave your engine spraying oil everywhere, something you don't want to deal with. This follows closely after similar guidance, yet we cannot stress this enough. If your engine isn't circulating enough oil, it won't be long until you need to call for a tow truck. We can't stress enough the significance of using the correct size wrench for removing and installing your oil filter. If the wrench fits the canister too loosely, it may seem like you're applying significant effort without achieving any actual results. Changing filter types may render your old wrench unusable. Ensure you verify the fit prior to departing from the parts counter. You can install your oil filter by hand. However, after it's hand-tight, you'll require the wrench to give it the final half turn. It's crucial to ensure you complete that final step. A faulty filter will quickly cause your engine's oil to spray all over. In that scenario, indeed, your engine might seize. However, it's more probable that a fire in the engine compartment will stop your journey before that occurs. Have you ever changed your oil? Did you remember to tighten the filter? This next car maintenance mistake is something most drivers ignore, and it ends up costing them big time. Occasionally, safety recalls occur when a car manufacturer discovers an issue. At times, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, mandates a recall, maintaining comprehensive records of consumer vehicle complaints. The recalls could involve significant safety issues, such as bursting tires or gas pedals that accelerate on their own. Some might appear shallow by contrast. A scratched, clear coat on your wheels isn't attractive, but it won't result in your immediate downfall. Big recalls often hit the headlines. The manufacturer of your car or the dealership will likely attempt to reach you via mail. You can search online or contact your dealership, which is particularly helpful if you purchased a used car, since they can check your car's VIN to identify any additional outstanding recalls for that make and model year. If you need to pay the dealership to resolve a safety problem that isn't part of an existing recall, keep your receipts. If your vehicle is recalled later for similar issues, you could qualify for reimbursement. Every so often, another person is prepared to handle your car's responsibilities, so don't waste such a unique chance. And finally, the #1 maintenance mistake that ruins engines faster than anything else. Warning lights resemble the tale of the boy who cried wolf. You're aware that an oil change is necessary, yet that check engine light keeps illuminating constantly. The unfortunate reality is as follows. It's quite simple to become indifferent to those dashboard warning indicators. Often, there's truly nothing amiss. Or at least you believe you understand the issue and will address it eventually. There is nothing inappropriate about familiarizing yourself with your car this way. Actually, it's positive. However, when your vehicle is attempting to communicate with you, it is important to pay attention, even if you'd prefer not to hear its message. And that is precisely the purpose of warning lights. You ought to understand the meanings of all the warning lights. If one appears and you don't recognize it, check the owner's manual. If it's an issue you can readily resolve on your own, such as low tire pressure, then take care of it. Earlier is preferable to later. If a warning light shows that something more complex is happening, it's wise to have a professional examine your car. Ignoring your car's pleas for assistance may save you money now, but it will surely cost you more later. What's the most mysterious warning light you've encountered? So, there you have it. The top 10 car maintenance mistakes that could be costing you thousands. Did any of these surprise you? Let us know in the comments. Remember, the #1 car maintenance mistake that ruins engines faster than anything else is ignoring warning lights. Don't let a minor issue turn into a costly repair. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more tips on keeping your car running smoothly. Watch this next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.